I used AI to build a simple web app from idea to live website with essentially no technical background. Here's what I did. My approach for this one was pretty simple. It sums up to the code is vibes, but the spec is code. And this all started when I learned about the concept of a product spec. A product spec is a detailed document that clearly defines what a product will do, how it will work, and the requirements needed to build it. For me, the experience of writing out long, detailed prompts in a small chat box just feels bad. So the idea of having a product specification document as a source of truth for the AI when vibe coding made a lot of sense to me. One, I have complete control over the input and can make iterative changes. Two, it will produce roughly the same outcome across multiple AI products. And finally, it's in English, so it can be read and understood by most people. For me at least, a prerequisite for vibe coding is having an idea for what you want to build. Luckily this weekend I found a novel problem to solve, which was getting everyone at the cornhole tournament at our family reunion on the same page about what the rules were. So to get started, I very poorly explained my app idea to ChatGPT 5 and asked it to produce a product spec outline. I copied the output to Google Docs and then basically removed any sections that added unnecessary complexity, and mostly so I wouldn't be overwhelmed. Now, I decided to write my product spec in Google Docs, but used formatting that would translate well to Markdown, which, as I understand, is a plain text file type that makes the requirements and hierarchies easy for the AI to interpret. I started my session by asking ChatGPT 5 to make the app in the canvas feature, and I uploaded the product spec as a markdown file and gave the exact prompt. Use this product spec to create a web app. Needless to say, version 1.0 had a lot of issues, so I went back to Google Docs and updated the spec to clarify my expectations, update some structure stuff, and kind of overall modify the design. Then, in a new chat, the spec version 1.1 was uploaded and a new app was generated. I assessed the good and the bad and made updates to the spec accordingly. And this is basically my iteration loop for the whole project. So as I was going back and forth between building and iterating, I noticed that ChatGPT were having trouble fixing errors and it was being annoying, so I looked at other options to build version 1.4. I had tried Lovable, but I couldn't upload my markdown files, and I downloaded Windsurf, but the UI overwhelmed me. So ChatGPT, when I asked it, recommended StackBlitz, which I knew nothing about, and StackBlitz immediately pushed me to their new product Bolt, and Bolt seemed to work pretty well. At one point, I realized I couldn't really prove features were working as intended until I could simulate a live environment, which I didn't know how to do, but luckily Bolt integrates with Netlify, so I was able to publish the app to the web from inside Bolt. It was nice to have something that just kind of worked when you click on a button that made sense to click on. After some live testing, I realized my app was really only half an app. The configuration tab and preview tabs were working as intended, but the app wasn't producing a new page showing the custom rules set up by the host that could then be sent to the players, which is the whole point of making this app. So in version 2.0, I rewrote parts of my spec to hopefully fix the issue, but I couldn't get it to load as intended. So I turned to Claude Opus 4.1 with extended thinking turned on. I uploaded my version 2.0 markdown file and sent the prompt, "You are an expert programmer that has been given this product spec to build a web app. Provide a summary of how the app should work. Provide a high-level overview of how you would approach building it. Ask me questions to clear up any confusion you may have around the user journey, intended interactions, or confusing requirements in the spec." Claude then spit back 8 or 9 categories of questions, which I answered and then sent back to Claude with the prompt, "Rewrite the product spec using the original spec, your summary of how the app should work, the high-level technical approach, and my feedback to your questions." Claude rewrote the spec in Markdown, and ladies and gentlemen, please welcome House Rules version 3.0, which I then uploaded to Bolt using the same simple prop to build the app that I'd been using the whole time. After a few finishing touches that I made inside of Bolt, the app was ready, and thanks to the Netlify integration, was technically already live on the internet. However, nothing on the internet feels real without a website, so I bought a domain and got to work connecting it. So apparently when you publish an app to the web inside of Bolt with Netlify, The chatbot tells you that you can claim the app in your Netlify account, and there's like a link there. So I click the link and I create my account with Netlify, and I claimed my app that I built in Bolt. And luckily the free tier covered all of my needs to like have it be on the internet, and also allowed me to connect a free domain. So I did that, which was rad. And now that web app that I vibe coded over 5 sessions, like a weekend, is live on the internet at houserules.com. You can go to it right now. It's not very exciting, but you can go there. And that's crazy.